Hello everyone, I've got a pretty cool game for you in this video, and that is The Last Day on Earth. So this is a game for the iOS and also for your Android phones or tablets. So you can get it on iPhone, Samsung Galaxy, your iPad, and a couple other devices. Basically anywhere where you can access the, what's it called, the App Store for Apple, and then the Google, I think it's Google Store for Android devices. Anywhere you can access those, then you can get this app. Unfortunately, I checked and I don't think you can actually get it for the PC. So if you don't have, one of these devices, unfortunately you can't play this game. So that's a bummer. But this game is so absolutely cool, and I'm having a ton of fun playing it. Uh, by the way, I want to point out I'm not getting paid to do this at all. I just really like this game so far, and I wanted to share it with you. So, what this game is, it's a zombie survival game, and you start out at your home. Here, I'll actually go back here real quick just to show you what's up. And you start out with basically nothing, and you have to cut down trees. You can mine rocks and you can hunt, and then you can put your food through the fire, and you can make grilled steak and stuff like that, and you can plant seeds and get carrots, and you build your own little shelter, and you just keep on adding stuff every single day. And as you go on, you get more and more stuff. So like, this is the most basic stuff at the top here. The very first thing you unlock after you level up, you can use these little points at the top of the screen. It's got that little like gear symbol, and it's got points 1, you can see at the top there. Well, once you get your first level up, you can unlock like your hatchet, a pickaxe, and a spear. And as you can see, these are the crafting parts you need. You need wood and rocks to get the hatchet, wood and rocks to get the pickaxe, and then wood just to make a spear. Spear you can use to fight off other zombies. Your hatchet, of course, that's going to allow you to cut down trees. Pickaxes, hand tool used for stone and ore mining or self-defense. If, worst comes to worst and you have nothing else left. Anyways, then you have all this other good stuff like small box, campfire, your garden where you can start planting seeds for carrots, and you've got a backpack, and then a woodworking bench where you can turn wood into wooden planks, all this great stuff. And the more stuff you get later on, every single one of these things I had to unlock. I used my points when I level up to unlock. And you get more and more things that you can have. A rain catcher, because you actually have to catch rain so you have water, so you don't die of thirst, which is another thing that can happen. You can die of thirst. You also have to take showers, because if you get too stinky, that attracts the zombies. You can make bandages. You can make motorcycles, which, by the way, cost a ton of parts. Like right here, I've got a pad set up for a motorcycle right now, and I have to gather all of these parts. Right now I've got 30 of these bolts, 10 of these ball bearings, 20 of these rubber parts, the scrap metal, but I still need engine parts, like 19 of those, and so on and so forth. There's a ton of stuff that you need, and then once I have all this stuff, I can finally build a motorcycle. And then once I have the motorcycle, I need gasoline to run the motorcycle. It's just, it's like an ongoing process, so there's always something to do, and I love that fact, because it's just so survival, and that's fun. That's a lot of fun. And here, let me just keep going through this stuff. And eventually you can start making clothes. And then once you get clothes, that gives you armor and movement speed. You can get tougher clothes after you get leather and whatnot. And then the clothes get a little bit tougher. You can start making a bit tougher of weapons. And then eventually you can start making tougher stuff like defenses for your house. Like these spike traps, which I just recently got, and that will allow me to help her, because there's these zombie hordes that come every single day. Every 24 hours, a zombie horde comes, and it'll tear down your house. So just yesterday, the zombie horde came, and right at the edge of my house, like right here at this corner area, all the walls were torn down. And if you let your house get torn down too much, eventually they start, you see I've got like this wooden floor in here too. They start taking out your wooden floors, and once your wooden floors and your walls are gone, they start taking away everything else. So you can completely lose everything that you have if you don't play for too long. So you have to keep on playing in order to survive. So it's not just something like okay, I'm going to take a break from this game for a while. You'll lose everything if you do that. So that's another thing that's really interesting about this game, and I like that a lot. Okay, so I talked about that. Okay, yeah, then further on you start getting even heavier gear. You can get this radio tower so you can join a clan, and you can actually interact with real people in this game. That's another thing. If you go into like areas where you're cutting down trees or mining stone, you can interact with other people. You can be friendly with them, or they can kill you and grab your loot. And if you die, you lose everything. So you got to be real careful of that too. Now, I have died, and I've been able to go back to the same location where I died and pick up my gear. I've had that happen once, but a majority of the time it seems like if I go back to the same spot where I died, all of my stuff's gone. I don't know if it's just a glitch or I just load into a different server or something like that. But anyways, yeah, you don't want to die because you lose your stuff. And then, yeah, the further you level up, more stuff you get, and eventually you get all the way down here and you get all this really cool stuff. But you have to be really high level to get all the, high-tech things. And then other thing that can happen is once you get high enough level, aside from the zombie horde that can attack your base, real people can come, and if they have the right type of tools, because all of your doors are locked, if they have the right type of tools, they can hack down your walls or blow up your walls, get in, and every single section they get in, they have access to all of your loot. So they can go in your chest and steal your stuff and steal all of your parts. So you have to be real careful of that. Now, something cool that I've noticed is every single time you have these little section areas, like you've got a door to another room, they have to actually break into that room in order to get access to it. So just by breaking into your house doesn't mean they have access to everything in your house. They have to break into every single room in order to get access to everything. Okay, moving on from that, you also have hunger. As you can see, that little white symbol and then the little droplet symbol right there. Droplet symbol is your water, how thirsty you are, and then that little white symbol, that's your food. I think that's your stomach. That's stomach icon right there, and you have to keep on feeding yourself. So I've got these carrot stews that I just ate a couple of those so I could replenish some of my hunger and water. If you run out of hunger and water, you start to lose health points and you will certainly die. So have to take care of that. And then I'm going to expand this even more to the really cool stuff here. Let's I've got a couple of small boxes here. I'm going to take a couple of these hatchets, and we're going to go hack some wood down. Okay, let's go exit this house here. And you exit this zone, and then you can go to all of these other areas. So as you can see, you've got this pine bush area, pine grove, pine wood, and then you have other player bases. These are like AI bases just to start with. The higher level you get, you can go expand all into this gray territory, and it just goes on and on and on. Anyways, you expand out here and you start to face real players, but I'm safe in this area from real players for now. I think every now and then I run into other players in these woods, so maybe that is just simply the fact that in the starting area you can bump into other real players in these special like tree areas or stone areas, but they can't actually get access to your base. But I know once you get to this watchtower and you have access to other areas, then they can start attacking your actual base. So anyways, yeah, you have all these really cool areas, and then they have difficulty settings as well. So like this has a little green icon above it, this pine bushes. This is, and you can click on it, you can see threat level, amount of wood you can get, how much stone, and how much loot there is there. And then if you go to this yellow place, there's a higher threat level, red, even higher threat level, and then like infected forest. This is like super, I mean it's red too in both areas, but I think this place is one of the last places I want to go to once I have really high gear. And the reason I know that is because you see this little skull icon right here, zombie horde. Zombie attacks can break down your house. You need to upgrade the walls and place traps to protect from the enemies. So all of these zombie hordes come from this infected forest. They spawn here every 24 hours. So I know that place is pretty nasty, and I'm going to avoid going there. I went there once, and there was this giant monster that came running out of nowhere and decided to try and kill me, but I ran away and got the heck out of that area. And yeah, so anyways, there's big places like that. There's this pump jack out here, but I can't access this until I have a clan. and all sorts of different stuff. And then there's all sorts of different loot that you can get. And I'm talking about a lot of loot. There are so many accessories and pickups. It's very cool, and so much just building you have to do. And then the other cool thing is there's events. Events will pop up throughout the day. Like a supply crate will get dropped by humanitarians who want to help out random people throughout the world that are in trouble from the zombie hordes. They'll drop those like maybe down here between your pine bushes and Limestone Ridge. There'll be a supply crate somewhere down here, and you have to actually walk over there, and you have to spend time traveling. As you can see, I can run. That'll take me 8 seconds, or I can walk. It'll take me 12 minutes and 3 seconds to get there. And you only have so much energy in every day, so you have to be smart about where you're going to go. And it recharges, of course. Every single minute you get a energy point or something like that. But yeah, so basically these events will pop up, and you got to make sure, is it worth going there? Do I need that type of loot? And you don't know what type of loot you're going to get either. But yeah, just got to keep that in mind. And then there's also like plane crashes. Every now and then a plane will crash, and there'll be a ton of good loot you can get from that. Then there's also like motorcycle events where you can meet up with other people who have choppers. And then there's also a weapons dealer who comes around every now and then, and he can be anywhere on the map. And you go to him. If you have the right type of loot, you can give him some loot, and then you can trade the loot for a nice weapon. So a ton of stuff that you can get. And I am going to go ahead and go to Pine Bushes right now. I'm going to use some of my energy because I don't need to wait for walking during the video here. I'm going to cut down some wood, get some loot, and show you guys what it's like inside one of these areas here. And every single time you cut down a tree, for example like this here, every single time you cut down a tree, you can see in the bottom of the screen there, I'm getting experience, so I'm leveling up. And every single time I level up, I get a skill point. And like right now I've got a skill point, so I can unlock this ATV or the sewing table. And I'm going to unlock the sewing table. Now I can craft the sewing table. I need pine planks, iron bar, and rubber parts in order to craft one of those sewing tables. And then throughout these areas there's all sorts of stuff I can pick up. Like here's pine logs, just random pine logs I can pick up. If I cut down a tree, I get 3 pine logs every single time I cut down one of these trees. I know once you get to higher level places there's bigger trees, and I believe they give you more pine logs for every single tree you cut down. But you also have to deal with higher level enemies at the same time, so you got to keep that in mind. And then you can also crouch, and you have a ton of different weapons that you can use. And if you crouch, and you can sneak up on these zombies, and if you hit them from behind, you do way more damage. So like this shovel has 26 damage, 1 attack speed, but if I sneak up on, for example, this gray wolf, I guess there's animals out here too that'll attack you. If I sneak up and I hit this gray wolf, I just did 78 damage right there, and that killed the gray wolf in 1 hit. So instead of doing 26 damage, I did 76 damage and was able to just kill 1 hit, or 78 damage it is, 1 hit kill those enemies. So it works out really well. And the other thing is, if you sneak around crouched the whole time, you have a much less chance of drawing in zombies to come attack you from around the whole map. Every single time you enter one of these areas, the more noise you make, even like cutting down trees, that'll attract zombies. So something I like to do is I like to go into these areas, and I like to crouch around and find all the zombies first in the area, and then take them out, like try the best I can in 1 hit, take them out, and then start gathering all the resources that I want afterwards. That way I don't have to worry about them all massing up and hunting me down. Because if they mass up, I mean, it's kind of like Call of Duty zombies that you play. I mean, you're going to have this huge horde following you around, and it's really hard to deal with, because if you try to attack one of them, the whole horde can swing their arms at the same time and do damage to you. But if you go around real silent like this, you won't even have to worry about them attacking. But yeah, for example, if I run up to this guy, you can see, oh, and this is a fast spider. Some of them can run faster than others. Some of them spit acid. Some of them don't even look like these skinny guys. Some of them are real big guys, and they can do incredible amounts of damage to you and kill you really quick. Okay, we're going to go ahead and sneak around. And every now and then, a real-life player will come out of nowhere, and they will try and kill you, so you have to be careful of those guys as well. And another thing you can do is, if you're pretty confident in what you have, you can just click this auto button in the bottom left part of the screen, and you'll just auto pick up everything on the map. It's kind of like it automatically farms for you. I think if you ever played RuneScape, I think that game used to have some sort of feature pretty similar to that. But yeah, so yeah, right now I'm just auto gathering all that stuff. Another feature that you have, and if you actually engage with a random player, and yeah, if you engage with the random player and they're smacking at you, what you can do is you can click the auto button, and you'll just automatically attack them back, and then you can go into your inventory and you can eat food. You can click the use button on a piece of food, and you can heal yourself while you're attacking. And I found that's won very, very many battles for me. So it's definitely quite enjoyable. Okay, so right now, what do I want? I want to craft a bunch more of these spike traps. So I need a lot more rope. I need to kill zombies to get rope, or I can gather plant fibers, and I can put these plant fibers into, let's see, where is it at? Tanning racks. And tanning racks, if you put plant fibers onto the tanning racks, you can make rope. So that's another way of getting the rope. I can kill zombies and pick up rope off of them, or I can get plant fibers, put them in the tanning rack, and then over time get more rope. And then I also want scrap metal, and then I want pine logs. Pine logs are good for everything. I mean, from making weapons to building your house to just getting random defenses for your house. You need wood for everything. Stones, I mean, definitely want stones later on. Once you upgrade your house to a certain point, you can keep on upgrading your walls, and the higher level walls you get, the more, like, at first you use wood, then you start using wooden planks, and then you start using stone blocks, and then, you know, so on and so forth. It just gets better and better. Then you can eventually have, like, iron walls, and then, you know, it gets tougher and tougher. But at this point, I'm just at the wood stage pretty much for everything, and I need wood, a lot of it. So that's what I'm going to just keep on farming away for. Alright, and then if you kill these gray wolves, they're gonna drop like raw meat, which you can cook, and then if you cook the meat, it heals you even more than eating raw meat. And then you also have this animal rawhide, which you can hang on tanning racks, and if you hang them on tanning racks, then you can get leather, and then you can use leather for making tougher gear for yourself. But I'm not going to keep all this stuff. I'm only going to keep the essentials. Oh yeah, like here's an enemy player right now. I've got a pretty tough weapon, so I'm not too worried about healing myself while it's going. Anyways, I took that player out really fast. He came out of nowhere, didn't stand a chance against me. I guess his name was Knight. And after you kill him, you can loot. And all he had on him was a hammer, so you know that's kind of pointless for me to even pick up right now. But yeah, I need to get rid of some of this gear. So like I said, I wanted rope. So I'm going to get rid of this raw meat. I don't really need raw meat that much right now. Duct tape is something I can use for making weapons later on. So I'm going to hang on to that duct tape. And then I'm going to hang on to these. Yeah, I'm going to hang on to the limestones for now. I don't need these water bottles. Unfortunately, I shouldn't have brought these empty bottles with. If you drink out of a water bottle, or you find a water bottle and you drink it, you can refill it in your rain catcher later on. So it's really essential to keep empty bottles. But the thing is, I already have like 15 of them back at my home base. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave these here for now, because I need extra storage. And then throughout the maps, you can pick up berries, and berries restore quite a bit of health for you. Well, not that much, but I mean, there's a ton of them all over every single map. So they're pretty effective. And I try to save my carrot stews for last, because those heal a big chunk, but they take a lot more time to make. Okay, so now we got another 2 open slots here. I'm going to go ahead and check out this chest. I already grabbed the stuff in there, I guess. And we'll keep on looking for some more trees. Okay, we're going to cut this guy down here. Get these berries. Get some more of these pine logs here. And just keep going for these plant fibers. And then, another thing I want to point out. Every single time I pick up one of these plant fibers, there's also a chance of getting carrot seeds. So that's the, like, main way that you're going to get carrot seeds. And carrot seeds, like I was talking about earlier, you can plant in your garden. And carrot seeds take a long time to grow into carrots. I think it's, I don't know, like 1 hour per. Well, I guess you can have up to, I think, 15 carrot seeds in each garden bed at a time. and it takes an hour for them to finish turning into carrots, like an hour of real time. So it takes quite a bit of time, especially if you're playing this game like in a straight session. That's a long time for you to get some more food to heal yourself. So that's why I try to, the best of my ability, I try to save carrots where I can. and the other thing is, it takes an hour to get the carrots, and then it takes like I think another hour to get the carrot stew, because you have to put it through a fire, and you have to use wood logs. That's the other thing. You have to burn wood logs or some other type of fuel to actually make this carrot stew. And that's a lot of resources and time that you got to put in just for these carrot stews, which heal you for a decent amount. But the thing is, it's just so expensive to heal, expensive in time, I guess. So that's why I'm once again, that's pretty much why I'm very careful on eating these. And then you also will find these baked bean cans, and those are really good for healing yourself as well. And I'm probably just going to save this in the storage for now, because I'm, my loot is pretty full in this backpack here. And I'm not going to go worry about picking up these transistors, wiring, but I will get the scrap metal, because that is something else that I wanted. Here, let's see, where do I want to put that guy? I think we're going to get rid of the animal rawhide for now, because I really don't need that. Okay, we'll go ahead and keep on picking up these plant fibers and keep on getting as much wood as possible. And I can kill those deer as well. Oh, I need to remake a tool. That's why we have some stone left over. I'm not getting rid of the stone quite yet, because just in case I need to build another hatchet. Okay, we're just going to hack down a couple of these trees here, pick up some more of that wood. And I think we killed pretty much all the zombies. So zombies really aren't going to be a problem for the rest of this little area here. And you can just kind of, put into auto mode. That'll be even a little bit faster than the work that you're doing. You can check out what I want. Oh, you do have a secondary slot here, so that'll clear up a space for me. I can put this hammer in that secondary slot. And I've got this paddle yet that I need to make use of. Okay, and I'm going to eat a couple more of these berries. My health isn't low, but my hunger's getting a little bit lower, and I need to quench that thirst of mine. Okay, let's see. What does the wolf have? Oh, we don't have any meat on us. Okay, I guess we are not taking meat for sake of room. Okay, I'll pick up these plant fibers. Get some more of these berries here. Get some more of the wood. And we're going to start cutting down a couple more of these trees. Oh, and I should scope out these zombie bot. Oh, no, that guy doesn't have anything. What about this guy? Nope. Okay, we'll just leave all that stuff there. Cut down this tree here. We're just about all pretty much mined out of this area. And once again, this is like pretty much the lowest area. Like, it's the safest place to go, and it's pretty much the lowest level amount of loot. If you go into these like yellow or red places, you really do walk into forests every now and then. There'll be places where there's so many trees, and you're just not going to be able to completely fill your inventory with all the wood that's there. You'll get full really fast. Whereas here, I've pretty much cut down all the trees, and those wood slots are pretty much all the wood that you're going to find on the entire map. Same with these plant fibers. So when you go to those areas, you really have to be picky on what you're taking back. If you're going for wood, then you just have to pick up wood, because you're not going to have enough room for all the extras. And at this point, I have a pretty decent amount of wood, and a decent amount of plant fibers and carrot seeds. And I think I pretty much scoped out everything. So I'm just going to go ahead and hop back to home base here. Okay. And then all you have to do once you exit one of those areas is you just head back to home. And then I'm going to run, of course, because I've got enough energy at the moment. I'm going to run back to home base here. Then we're going to go ahead and enter. And just a real good thing I like to do before I, if I log off or before I go into another area, is I'll just go into my little house here, and I've got all of my small boxes organized, or at least I did. I got a lot of loot last time I was out, so I just threw everything in. I was hopping back out right away. But I generally like to throw all of my wood into one area, my rocks into another area, and then my scrap metal into another area. But because, like I said, I got so much loot I was just unloading, I'm not going to be able to do that now, and I'm going to have to take some time to organize. But that's all I have for you in this video, and I'll probably do this again if you enjoy this game, or watching this game at least. Make sure to post that in the comments. Let me know what you think. Leave a like if you liked the video, and yeah, once again, if you liked it, I'll bring it back. So make sure to subscribe if you want to see more. And thank you for watching, everyone. I'll see you all in the next one.